Welcome to Real Women's Stories. In this episode, we delve into self-image and how society expects us to look a certain way. Why? Why can't they look any different? Why can't they be individual?
Of course they can. Or why did I say what I said?
The one thing that I've always been able to do is pick up the phone, call my group of girlfriends, go round to the house, have a great chat over a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, put the world to rights.
So I basically lost my home. I lost my families through the horrors the Civil War brings.
And now through this podcast, I'm having these very interesting, sometimes embarrassing and fun conversations with you.
You are beautiful. At the end of the day, do you need makeup to feel beautiful? You don't, sweetheart.
Okay.
You will find that inside you. Makeup just helps you a little bit.
This is Real Women's Stories. This episode is very close to my heart, mainly because it affected my daughter. And I feel that society puts a lot of pressure on the younger generation on how they have to look. And I felt that with myself as well, through my own journey of self-image, and there are various situations that I've been to do with how I look facially and also my body image. So I really wanted to touch upon this topic because I feel that other women are going to resonate with lots of areas that we're going to be discussing. And I feel that this can really help people within their own self-esteem and their own confidence. My next guest is the fabulous Myrna. Now, I met Myrna through searching for a makeup artist for a function that I was doing. And now I've discovered she works with lots of pop stars and also people within the media. Myrna is a fantastic personality. However, I've also discovered that Myrna provides mindful makeup. So she looks into the psychology of each person and helps them with their own self-image and their own self-esteem before she puts on their mask. So although she might work with the creme de la creme of all these amazing celebrities, Myrna is a real, live, human woman who has feelings and empathy for all of us. So what does society expect for women? Let's find out. Myrna, I need you to tell me, what do you think society expects from women and their self-image?
Way too much, in my opinion. We are expected to look like everyday models. We're expected to be perfect wives. We're expected to be perfect mothers. We're expected to be thin, beautiful, demure, feminine, all these sorts of things, which is way too much. Why do we have to be perfect wives? Most of the time, yes, we are perfect. But what does perfect mean, Lisa? To me, perfect is somebody who's themselves, a person who has the good sides, but also has some bad sides as well. We need to find the balance. Perfection isn't just, oh, I'm so beautiful, I am so thin, my cheekbones are so high. No, that's not perfection. We are all very, very individual. And we need to define, what does perfection mean? What does perfection mean to you versus what perfection means to me?
Yeah, I get that, because I think what you're saying to me is that we need to be our authentic selves. And if we're authentic and ourselves, and that should shine through. So I guess the controversy is here. Society is telling us to be one person, and our inner self is telling to be another person. So the pressure then comes forward with us having all these things to think about, and then that stops us being our authentic self.
Because it comes, you have a conflict there, like you just pointed out. You have a conflict there. But to me, I have long stopped caring what does someone else expect of me. I know I am a good person as long as I'm considerate, understanding, kind, giving. That to me would be an example of a good person. Let's not look for perfection. Let's look at the best version of ourselves. I can't stress this enough. You are beautiful. You're perfect the way you are. You don't need something that's unattainable. The image that they portray through models, through actresses, it's not attainable to everybody. Boys and girls, let's be who we are. If you want to identify as a potato head, be a potato head, sweetheart.
Yeah,
It's not
it's true.
what is perfect. Who is just perfect? To me, you're perfect.
I know at the moment you are currently working in Selfridges and in different department stores with Lisa Eldridge.
Yes.
And you look at you help celebrities with all their makeup.
Yes, I freelance a lot.
You freelance a lot, but also you practice something called mindful makeup. So what is that?
It's a little bit of therapeutic
Okay.
makeup session. So I teach a lot of mindful makeup lessons as well.
Right.
So it's a little bit of therapy. So I will listen to you. We will have conversations prior to your appointment. You will tell me what you want. You will tell me what makes you happy. You will tell me what makes you sad. You will tell, so I will give you the tools through listening. We'll give you a little bit of makeup therapy. We will play with makeup. We'll give you the amazing look, but also a little bit of collaborative counseling. My lessons, my mindful makeup lessons, I would hold either at my home or their home. So it has to be an environment where my client will feel comfortable. I couldn't do that in a Selfridges or Liberty or anyone like that, or working commercially. This will be very much one-to-one interaction. So very often, more often than not, I will have clients who are not sure what they want. They know they want to look beautiful. They know they want to wear makeup, but a lot of them don't know how and where to start. And they're not aware of their own potential. Might be the wrong word to use, but of their own beauty and of their own strengths. So we will start very gently. I will first have a consultation with them, even prior to them coming to me. I'll have a consultation. They'll come to me. We'll talk about what makeup means to them. We will then go through what they find beautiful in themselves, what they don't find beautiful about themselves. Based on that, I will have a little makeup plan. We will gently start applying makeup. I will use the certain techniques that they can follow. I will obviously apply makeup on them. They will follow. Afterwards, they will look at the mirror, and normally they do like what they see, because don't forget, we all have different insecurities. We can't allow ourselves just to play on those insecurities. I am the type of person whose glass is always half full. It's never half empty. I will get you and the client to look at the half full glass in your life. What makes you happy? What makes you tick? We will apply makeup in accordance to your need. And 9 out of 10 times they will waltz out of the place, or they samba out of the place,
So they're
happy.
a completely different person from when they walk in to when they walk out. So what if I'm feeling unconfident, I'm feeling insecure, I don't like to use makeup. Okay, so I'm a bride. I know that I've got to be made up for my wedding day, but I don't want to be I don't want that made up look. I'm scared of using makeup because I actually don't like looking in the mirror. I mean, what would you say to somebody who was feeling like that?
Have a bottle of wine first.
It does help.
It does help,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Okay, no, jokes apart.
Yeah.
Clients like that, I love working with, because they're almost like babies. They're looking to me to guide them.
Okay.
You have to have the understanding. You have to be sympathetic. You have to be tactile with the type of person you need to. I would talk to you first, and if you say to me, "I absolutely hate makeup," I will ask you, "Why do you hate makeup?" Most 9 out of 10 times, the answer will be because it will look caked, or I will feel it on my skin. I will reassure you and tell you, no matter what I put on your skin, it won't feel like makeup. All you will ever feel will be a little bit of lipstick, because the skin is thin there, but you won't feel the makeup.
Yeah.
I will gently demonstrate to you. It's very important to start gently. I would never put somebody who is a non-makeup wearer in a red lipstick.
Understood. Because they want that natural look.
They do, because they'll feel exposed. If I put a big, bright, bold color on somebody who doesn't wear makeup, they will shy away.
So you're saying that you go from, let's have a conversation about how you're feeling today.
100%.
And let's have a conversation about who you want to be today. And let me see if I can recreate that by obviously putting on makeup and you looking in the mirror and you feeling as good as you look. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I will also ask you to look inwardly a little bit.
Mm.
And I will ask you to find the place where you love yourself and what you love about yourself. I will always try and emphasize that. For example, we all have something beautiful on our faces. A lot of people, we look at ourselves as women and we are self-critical. We are too self-critical. Because why is that? Insecurity, lack of confidence. But I will make you find what you love about yourself, and then I will emphasize that beautiful part of you. I mean, looking at you, you're gorgeous, you're tanned, you're just back from holidays, but you've got most beautiful and kindest eyes. You've got lovely high cheekbones. You've got gorgeous. You are beautiful. At the end of the day, do you need makeup to feel beautiful? You don't, sweetheart.
Okay.
You will find that inside you. Makeup just helps you a little bit.
So here's the thing, because you brought up a really interesting topic. I don't need makeup. So how does that transition into what you do? Because you can sit here as a makeup artist working in Selfridges around all of these beautiful brands and all these beautiful people, and you're selling a product and you're selling your skill set and you're selling a service, which is makeup, but yet you say, I don't need makeup.
To me, it is much more important to actually get you to appreciate your own beauty. If that means you don't book my services, that's okay. But if I manage to help one person a day, my job is done, even if I don't apply makeup on them, because that person will remember you. That person at some point in their life might need makeup or may not, but my job is done. I have made you happy, and I can't emphasize this enough.
Amazing. So your passion is making people feel good.
Absolutely.
That's your priority.
Through a power of makeup, with or without it, but this is why I have this mindful makeup.
And tell me, there must have been a reason and a point in your life that led you into this kind of realm. Like talk to me about where it all began, how it all started.
Well, I came to UK in the early 90s. I was 18 years old. I'm 50 now. And I left Croatia. I'm from Croatia originally. We had civil war over there.
Okay.
So I basically lost my home. I lost my families through the horrors that the civil war brings. I came to UK, and the next natural step for me was, because I just finished my A-levels, was to study further, to obtain further education. I could always speak very good English, perfect English, in fact. So I went straight to uni, obtained a degree in clinical psychology, worked for a number of years as a psychologist, worked with abused women and children. That was through a number of years. Then I met my husband, decided to get married, have children. I couldn't work such long hours anymore. But makeup was always my passion. It was the huge passion. And I thought, okay, I'm going to requalify, I'm going to do makeup. So what you see nowadays is kind of like makeup therapy.
Mm-hmm.
We all use makeup for different reasons. Some of us to wear a mask, some of us to express our creativity artistically. We use it for different reasons. So for me, it's a makeup therapy, but the core of it and the whole point of it is me helping you.
Okay.
I love my job. I'm crazy about makeup. Oh my God. It's like I'm like a
well, I've seen your room at home. I've never seen as many palettes and brushes.
No, I love what I do. My makeup style is very elegant. It's very beautiful. It's gorgeous. But the most important thing is to make you feel like make you see your own inner beauty. In whichever way I can. through the power of makeup, through the power of conversation, just grabbing a coffee, whatever it is.
Which we've had many of.
Yes, which we have many of.
And champagne.
Champagne. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the whole objective. To me, the center of it all is you.
Sure. You used a word that I feel kind of says a lot about society, a mask.
Yes.
Do you feel that the younger generation as well, like how does it impact the younger generation? Like, do we put our masks on when we leave the house? Or do we go, oh, natural? Like, how do you feel? Do you think that makeup is an expression? Because at one point I know that it can be quite creative. Some people use it for creativity and other people use it, as you say, as a mask.
Okay, it's a little bit trickier when it comes to younger generation because they're growing up in a different era. They're growing up in an era where society expects the impossible of them. It's so difficult being a teenager now. I have 2 teenage daughters, and I think it's unfair on how our kids are growing up now. All they need to do is turn on the social media. They all have mobile phones, and they look at the unrealistic expectations, unrealistic bodies, etc. So they feel, oh, unless I put a huge pair of lashes, I'm not going to be beautiful. Unless I, use Botox, or aesthetic treatments, I'm not going to be beautiful. This isn't realistic. Why do they feel like that? Don't forget they're young. They don't have the confidence that you and I have. And we didn't have that confidence when we were 19 and 20.
Yeah.
We were sort of looking at others for approval.
I still think that though it does affect us, I mean, it certainly affects me. You talk about changing the way we look and how we feel and the pressures. I mean, I have, and I'm happy to admit that I have had filler in my lips because as I started going through the menopause, one side of my lip was drooping because I had no collagen. So those pressures do filter out from young all the way through to our age. And I'm just wondering, is makeup, do you think that makeup puts that pressure on us even more to look beautiful? And does makeup, if you think about the younger generation as well, how much money they have, the money that they have to spend on, as you say, this good product, it's not just a young and old. I feel that it affects everybody from the start of watching glamorous movies to then looking at social media to then as you go through the stages of your life and looking at different people and the pressures and looking at social media and the filters that are on there as well, because some of them aren't even true. Yeah. And you want to look this particular type of person. So what does society say to me? What was wrong with the fact that I had one side of my mouth that wasn't symmetrical to the other side of my mouth? Why did I feel that I had to go and change that? And I'm going to relate it to makeup. Why do I feel that I had to put my face on today and look glamorous because everyone out there can see me? Why couldn't I just come on here with no makeup on, with my glasses on like I came out of bed?
Okay, so we need to find a balance. You are asking me whether I think if makeup puts on that pressure. I personally, this is just obviously my personal view. I'm sure, whatever I say can be shot down from either angle. I don't think so. I think it's the expectation of the society. We have allowed the society to create those expectations. If you think about it, so the way society thinks, if you're thin, you're too thin. If you're fat, you're too fat. You're expected to look beautiful, but not spend too much time doing your makeup. You're expected to go to the gym, but not be too muscly. So to me, it's ridiculous. It's plausible reality, where I think if you don't possess that level of confidence in yourself, you will then turn and look to what everyone else expects of you. I personally have a confidence, but why did I put the makeup on today?
True.
Right, because I have ginger lashes. Nobody wants to see a ginger ninja on the camera.
No, but who says that though? Who says that? Why?
Because I look ill. If I don't put mascara on my ginger lashes, I look sick. Seriously, I look ill.
Is that how you feel that you look, or is that what people are going to look at you and go, "Oh my God, Mona
No,
looks
sweetheart, it's
like
how I
Giselle."
feel. It's like, oh God, I don't
Right.
want to look at the mirror
So
today.
you still go through those feelings that everyone else
I
goes
do every
through.
now and then, but I do have a lot of confidence. I'm not confident in all areas of life, but in a lot of areas I am confident. But it's the society that creates those expectations. And as a society, who's creating expectations? Men of us as women, women of us, media, TV, etc. We have allowed it to happen. Why did you decided to have a little bit of Botox or a filler? So what? So what? Good for you. If it makes you happy, Lisa, why not do it? Who am I to judge you or anyone else out there? We have to learn how to accept each other a little bit more. We have to learn how not to be as self-critical. It's always easy to say that, but if we develop the communication and understanding and support each other, we wouldn't be at the level that we are. I mean, kids face peer pressure at school. My 13-year-old has asked me the other day, "Oh, Mum, can I get my nails done?" And I'm thinking, my God, when I was 13, I was playing with dolls. I didn't think of makeup and nails and stuff like that. I said, "Hannah, why do you want to have nails done?" She said, "Well, all my friends are having nails done." So there's a lot of peer pressure.
Because I remember going around, because you're one of your kids, they like makeup or they don't like makeup.
They both hate it.
They both hate makeup.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that though that's a sign it's going to change because of the peer pressures? So both girls don't like makeup.
Yeah.
And now one of them, because she's turned 13, is seeing everyone else having stuff done. Well, Mum, I want stuff done. So what are you going to say to her when she wants to start wearing makeup? Are you going to say why? Are you going to question her, or are you just going to allow it?
But you see, I have a 14-year-old as well who's also not interested in makeup. I was so happy that they weren't, because I wanted them to remain kids as long as possible. But will I cave in? Not. I won't fall down at the first hurdle, because I'm trying to explain to them the dangers of wearing makeup early. It's going to damage your skin in the long run. So I'm trying to get them to think from that point of view. At the moment, I'm introducing them to beginnings of the skincare. I want them to look after their skin first and foremost. Get the sun, SPF on themselves every day. Makeup, I will introduce very, very slowly. But I'm teaching them to be aware of their own beauty. I'm trying to give them the tools to feel beautiful without necessarily putting the foundation on and lipstick. I think it's building the person up. To me, building my children up is the way forward. I will cave in eventually, of course I will, because they can't look different to everyone else. But
why can't they look any different? Why can't they be individual?
Okay, of course they can. But why did I say what I said? Of course they can. I'd love them to look different. I'd love them. But you know why? Because of the expectations of society, and because they're little and they will feel like fish out of water. If they don't blend in with their friends, they will feel rejected by society. And my daughter has already experienced that, my younger daughter, by being cast aside if she doesn't fit into the mold that society expects of them. They should, of course, we should celebrate differences. But when you're so young, you don't know that. Now we are learning gently and slowly to accept who we are. But I think the society at that age is still putting the constraints and putting us in the box that we should, none of us should theoretically allow our individuality to develop. Tell me a little bit about your body image. I remember you were into bodybuilding, etc.
Sure.
How has your body image changed, and what are your experiences?
Wow. Okay. So that's quite a big one. So I've always had an issue with my body. Always. I'm one of those people. Apparently I've got body dysmorphia. I look in the mirror and I think what I see isn't what's real. So I got into bodybuilding in about 2014, and then I see all these girls walking around doing all these bikini poses. And for me, I have never felt comfortable being on a beach without putting a sarong on, or sort of standing up, putting some shorts on. I'm sure people can resonate with that. You know, you kind of, you know, you're laying on your sunbed, you're sucking in your belly, you've got to get up for a drink, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I've got to put something on anyway. So I thought, well, if these girls could look this good, well, why can't I? So I was prepping my food, I wasn't drinking alcohol, I was allowed one cheat meal a week, you know, my social life kind of went down. And when you're prepping, it's very, very, very intense, because your mind is thinking, I've just got to get on stage. It's that one moment that I've got to work towards. And I remember I was doing 6 hours of cardio, like low intensity cardio a day. And I was cutting my food and drink, and sorry, you kind of cut your food, and then you have to sort of take out the water. I was learning how to pose, and I think I was down for about 2 or 3 competitions. So the day before I was due to compete, my coach told me that I couldn't go on stage and compete in 2 of the competitions because I had too much cellulite, and that they would refuse me entry and potentially sort of say horrible things about me and to me. And that for me was like, what do you mean? I've just spent 25 weeks of hell trying to get through this prep, and I've got to get on stage. I'm sure I've got to get on stage. He said, I'll allow you to do one competition. It was Miami Pro, but I can't let you do the other competitions because they're like more professional, and the judges will look at you and they won't place you anywhere because you've got too much cellulite. And that crushed me. So why can't a bodybuilder have a little bit of cellulite? Just because I thought we were talking about the shape of your body, the kind of symmetrics of your body. And who's a judge to sit there and say, well, she's got too much cellulite on her, so therefore I can't place her, or she can't go in for the competition? You know, that was soul destroying for me. And I think, you know, I still did I did Miami Pro. I did the competition. I actually won an award.
Amazing.
I didn't think I was going to. I remember I was backstage and they were
course.
calling out the winners, and I thought, oh no. And the thing is, with on the day you're not allowed to drink any water because they strip you, and literally all your skin's sucked in. And if you have any water, it then starts filling you out. And I remember I literally had like a gulp of water, and then they called my name out to collect my trophy. And I was like, oh my God. And there's a picture of me on stage, and you can see my little distended belly from this bit of water, which is like crazy. But, you know, I won something. I did something. I was able to do it. But I will never do it again, because to go through that, oh, you've got too much cellulite. So in my brain now, I'm constantly looking at my bum and looking at the backs of my legs. However lean I am, however good I look, I feel that I've got cellulite.
Which you don't. And this is the difference to what I do. I build people up. If I did that to you and said to you, oh, well, you know, this doesn't look right, you would never want to wear makeup again. So instead of playing on somebody's insecurities, we need to build the person up. Everyone deserves to feel good. You've done amazing. You know, instead of concentrating, oh my God, you've done this for 6 months or more. Well done.
Yeah.
Kudos to
Yeah.
you. Instead of, there's a mini, you know,
There's a little bit of something. There's something wrong. You're not perfect, right? I wasn't perfect.
And my whole concept is let's build each other up. I can't stress this enough. Yeah.
I just love what you're doing. I think, you know, no, because it's a breath of fresh air, right? It's, as you say, it's about making yourself feel good before you put anything on your skin or your face.
That's the key.
You're changing the way that, I mean, I think about makeup, and hopefully you're going to change the way other people that are listening to this, how they feel about makeup. And it's about taking baby steps, and about understanding, and about making yourself feel good. And as you say, if I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see, it's not about what I look like, it's about how I feel inside. So ask yourself, why do I feel like this today? And try and get yourself out of that mindset. Put yourself in a positive
100%.
mindset, and then start applying the makeup, because maybe what you'll see is, like you said to me, I've got beautiful eyes. And that's lovely. And thank you very much, by the way.
That's what I mean, that. You know that.
That's lovely.
Of
But
course.
I think it's about looking at the aspects of yourself in the mirror and actually finding something you like about yourself, maybe, and then enhancing that, right?
100%. You see, when I feel down, I had a bad day at home or something's gone wrong. I'm so fed up. You know what I do? I put a red lipstick on and I just think, hasta mañana, baby. But today we're going to wear red lip. That's how I deal with it. It's like what I'm saying, in spite of having a series of mishaps this morning, I am going to rock that lip.
Love that. Love that.
We all have good sides. We all have, not so good sides. But it's if we concentrate on the best, what's best in us, then we'll all feel good.
Fantastic.
Makeup is just to emphasize that.
Well, listen, you always make me feel amazing, always, just being in your company. And I just, as I said, what you do is absolutely fantastic. So thank you very, very, very much.
You're very, 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 very welcome.
Having spoken to Myrna and touching upon lots of sensitive subjects, I would say, it has made me realize that we need to look inwardly first. We can look in the mirror and we can look at our features, but actually it's how we're feeling inside. And I believe that we need to start teaching that to the younger generation. We need to start helping them identify how they're feeling before they start putting on this mask of makeup to keep up with their friends and society. So let's get educating our children. If anyone has felt that any of these topics have resonated with them in terms of their children, themselves, you can get in touch. We've got an email address, TheRealStoriesPodcast@gmail.com. We'd love you to give us some feedback. We'd like you to recommend any guests. Would you like to be a guest yourself? Have you got a topic? Have you got a subject that you'd like to talk to us about? We'd love to hear from you. Email us at TheRealStoriesPodcast@gmail.com. So hit the subscribe button, share with all your friends, all your girlfriends, your children, your grannies, whoever you think would like to listen to this podcast. And you can catch me next time on Real Women's Stories.